The Audi RS6 Avant Performance is a turbocharged 8 cylinders in V longitudinal front engine providing a maximum torque of 750 New Mexico available from 2,500 RPM and a maximum power output of 605 PS. Available at 6,100 RPM, transmitted to the 21-inch permanent all-wheel drive by an automatic 8-speed gearbox. Version of the C7 RS6 are particularly involving drives, however. The front end can feel pretty leaden when you start to push its chassis. And the steering lacks that clear feedback you'd like to have when trying to thread a 1935 kilograms estate car along an enticing stretch of road. But it always feels hunkered down and keyed into the surface, the whole package a tight, cohesive one. When you absolutely have to get somewhere, and speed and security is the crucial factor, there are very few rivals that come close to the RS6. And why on earth you would consider a turbo or supercharged SUV over one of these, we've no idea. With a price tag in excess of £80,000, the Audi RS6 Avant was one of the most expensive estate cars you could buy new. But when you consider the supercar revolving performance on offer and the practical estate car body, it offers two cars for the price of one. And you could easily spend twice as much buying an R8 sports car for thrills and a luxury SUV to go with it. There are plenty of optional extras, and you could easily raise the car's price to £100k, but the one extra we would highly recommend is the performance upgrade. Not only does it add more power, it also brings some added oral excitement. With staggering performance, undeniable style, and family-friendly practicality, the RS6 Avant ticks the right boxes as a rapid family car, while adding the performance pack means it's more engaging to drive. Choosing between this and the Mercedes ME63 State is tough, but what a fantastic dilemma to face. With the V8 single-S clever cylinder-on-demand technology replenishing the RS6 Avant's 75-liter fuel tank isn't the repetitive event you might imagine. On a run it will return a miles per gallon figure in the high 20s, giving you a 300-plus mile range. However, start enjoying some of the 552 bhp and that figure will drop to high teens. Go further with the throttle and you'll just scrape double figures. Head on track and with determination you could see a comedy figure of around 2 mpg. Those 20-inch tires won't be cheap to replace, and the standard iron discs and pads will only take so much abuse. Even the 9,375 pounds optional ceramic stoppers will need attention if you exploit every strand of the RS6 single-S performance. For the performance model, Audi has remapped the ECU, raised the engine's rev limit and increased the turbocharger's boost level. The 8-speed gearbox shifts ratio seamlessly when you want to waft and rapid-fire quick when you need it, with every change dropping you into the meat of the V8 single-S power and torque curve. Acceleration is relentless, with the RS6 a natural 3-figure cruiser, it's 155 miles per hour maximum, never far away. As with the engine, the performance model's gearbox has also been reworked, with the software adapted for quicker shifts and sharper responses over the standard gearbox. RS6 Avants all come fitted with Audi's air suspension as standard, but you can also specify sport steel springs with the Sport Suspension Plus package. Audi's Mi Control Center allows you to delve into chassis options available: comfort, dynamic or auto. The former is perfect for journeys that don't involve any kind of dynamic challenge. The dynamic setting is perfect for the track. The Mi also allows you to adjust the steering, engine map, differential and exhaust. Our preference is auto damping and steering, with a dynamic engine, differential and exhaust. The ride is remarkably quiet for such a large car with 20-inch wheels and 30 profile tires. It always feels tightly controlled and keyed into the surface without being fussy over every surface imperfection. But when those ridges and expansion joints get larger, the tires thud and thump their way over them and let you know about it in the cabin. 21-inch wheels are fitted to the performance model as standard and are the only size available. And even with the optional, stiffer RS suspension fitted, the ride isn't adversely affected and it's remarkably compliant considering the 30 profile Pirelli tire. Dynamically, the RS6 is one to understeer before it does anything else. To avoid the front axle from being overwhelmed, you need to moderate throttle and steering inputs in the early phase of the corner. Get the nose tucked and then lean on the chassis colossal grip to power you out of the corner. There's good mid-corner balance, and when hooked up the RS6 will flow through a series of corners without embarrassing itself. With the optional RS Sport suspension and limited slip differential fitted, the performance model improves on the standard car's impressive dynamic performance. The RS Sport suspension is designed to counteract roll and pitch by linking diagonally opposed dampers hydraulically. A central valve varies the damper's characteristics according to steering inputs and lateral and longitudinal loads, and like the standard air suspension, this setup retains comfort. Dynamic auto and individual modes, the latter allowing you to select comfort, auto or dynamic settings for the engine, gearbox, steering, suspension, differential, and exhaust. It's an Audi, so of course the interior is beyond question when it comes to quality and fit and finish. The flat-bottom steering wheel is a bit passé and on the small side, but that's really it. The standard equipment list is extensive, with some of the highlights including matrix LED headlights, head-up display, Mi Station nav and AUDI's phone box, which boosts your mobile phone's reception when connected to the car's Bluetooth.